So I want to give a shout out to Harry Teal for sending this in on Facebook. And the first thing I want to say is congratulations on getting your invite. Top 32 with Weather Painter is actually one of the coolest things I've seen in a while. Now, this deck is getting more support in the near future. I get it. I have a Weather Painter list using the new trap card that I will eventually get up for you guys as well. But within current format, what is Weather Painter actually doing? Well, I actually fucking loved this concept. And when I was reading this tournament report and things like that, I think it was kind of important to understand that, hey, this deck right here, everything you see right here, this is built to beat Sky Striker. So, in his message, he said, okay, so I built this to beat Sky Striker. All of the back row is flippable except for high impact ones like Duster and Strike to dodge jamming waves, and all of the monsters tag out dodging afterburners and Widow Anchor, and strikes can't kill me very fast. So I have the time to set up multiple monsters that keep coming back. Also, the rainy canvas to make multi-rolls crap, as it means everything sets gets banished. It also helped that no one knew what they did, as people would ash my snowy canvas as it said search, letting me freely resolve demise. Which, okay, I don't know what any of these cards do. I've encountered them a couple times. Bar always will come up with something crazy. And I can already tell you, when you're looking at a deck that you freely look at Gozen and you freely look at Rivalry of the Warlords, you're just like, oh, shit, what am I going to do against this? And I kind of get that vibe from Weather Painters. Whether or not people just don't want to read the stuff, I almost kind of want to contribute or attribute this to the Ritual Beast clause. You know, nobody read the cards, so when people are just losing to this deck, they're like, oh shit, what do those cards do? Why am I losing to this? You know, it's little dumb things like that. So we're going to dig into this. We'll read some of the stuff, and we'll see why this deck is good. So, of course, Weather Painter Snow. She's the on normal summon. You get to place a Weather Painter spell and trap card from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. And then, of course, use that effect of her once per turn. And then once per turn during the standby phase of the turn after this card was banished from the field to activate the Weather Painter's card effect, you just special summon this guy back. I literally think that this is probably the best one for everything that you want to do in the deck. Now, Mr. Sun, if this guy is in your graveyard, he just said one face-up spell and trap card you control the graveyard. Don't need this anymore. Don't need this anymore. Oh, macro's fucking me up. You can just eat them up. And you get to beam this guy out in defense mode. And if you do, you get to then place a Weather spell and trap card from your hand face up in your spell and trap card zone. And then during the standby phase, if this guy is banished, to activate the effect of a Weather card, you get to beam this guy back. So they all have that bullshit return clause. That's why the deck is good, if you haven't realized that yet. All of these guys, they all beam back or things like that. So you have Surge ability, Recurability. Now, Thunder. So you can send one face-up continuous spell and trap card to control the graveyard. Yeah? Okay. From your deck, face-up. Okay. So basically, you get to pop a continuous to place a Weather spell and trap card from your deck into your spell and trap card zone. Face-up. And then, of course, once per turn during your standby phase, after this card was banished from your field to activate the effect of a Weather card, you get to recur back. I'm starting to see a theme here with this. First off, these are probably the three best Weather monsters out there. You're trying to reduce the amount of stuff that you're doing because you are a stun-based deck. If you are committing too many cards and things like that, of course, you're going to run into issues. Now, the spells, everything is all around this. People see you're playing Weather, and they're probably like, oh shit, they're not going to play Card Demise. And then all of a sudden, you watch Card Demise resolve, and you're like, yikes. I mean, yeah, please ash my snow. Like, absolutely. That's not the real card in my deck. Now, we are, of course, playing one copy of Dimensional Fissure. No real explanation needed with this. Just, you have to understand that you don't really care what goes to the graveyard. Or, excuse me, is banished. Now, we are playing two copies of Desires. I think that this is absolutely fine. Getting to your resource and things like that to win the game is great. Now, I always hear everybody and their mother go, oh, man, why are you playing Duality in this deck? Oh, they all special summon. Not necessarily. I think Duality can be a dead card depending on the situation you find yourself in. Just understand that you can play around this and you can adjust appropriately for Desires. It's not always going to bug you down. And I think that can be a good thing. Now, of course, the Weathery Painter Rainy Canvas. So, Weather Painter effect monsters in your main monster zone of this card's column and its adjacent columns will all gain the effect if you can banish this card, then target one spell and trap card your opponent controls quick effect, return that card to your hand. And this is what we were talking about earlier with multi-roll. You don't have to deal with it. You literally just bounce it back to the hand, no free sets. We did it. Now, Snowy Canvas. So, once again, Weather Painter effect monsters in your main monster zone of this card's columns and its adjacent columns will gain this effect. So, you can banish this card, which is the monster. Add one the weather card from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot add cards from your deck to your hand for the rest of this turn except for drawing them. So that's kind of something important to understand too. And once again, I mean, this just gives all of your guys a quick effect, so it's pretty good. Now, traps. Understand that you are playing a stun deck, and, well, with stun does come great responsibility. So play around your cards appropriately, boys. Okay, so we have triple copies of Gozen Match. We have 2 copies of Heavy Storm Duster, 1 copy of Macrocosmo. Okay, you see where we're going with this. We have triple copies of Rivalry of the Warlords, 1 copy of Skill Drain, triple copies of Solemn Strike, 1 copy of Solemn Warning. This is kind of where the spice starts to come in. So, Thundery Canvas. So, the weather effect monsters in your main monster zone and the columns adjacent all get this effect. So at the start of the damage step, this card battles opponent's monster. You can banish this card to return the opponent's monster to the hand. So you're telling me that you actually gave Weathers the ability to weather the storm. You literally, like, cool. I can turn my shit into a Kieran, by the way. Free bounce ability. I actually think that's kind of why this deck can be scary. It's because the annoyances that the deck can actually cause. This card, for example. And this should be face up relatively shortly. And of course, your opponent sees you're playing back row, so why not bait them out with 1 Waking the Dragon? I think that this is probably the coolest, dumbest part of it. Now, the extra deck down here is kind of spicy, kind of not. It just kind of depends on what you're playing. So, of course, we have 1 copy of Trisbania, standard Trisbania things. 1 copy of the Young Rainbow Painter. This card is so fucking weird. I actually wonder how many times he achieved this within a standard day. 1 copy of Summon Sorceress, Yay Extenders. 1 copy of Shizuku Kagari for Cherry's Targets, along with the Soul Day and Electromite and Phantom Quartz. Ye Old Targets for the 1 Waking the Dragon is the 1 Ultimate Falcon. Okay. We have 1 copy of Rongo Reminion, 1 copy of Dante, 1 copy of Ye Old Titan, 1 copy of Starving Venom, and, of course, Dragostopia and the King of the Swamp, Mud Dragon. Side deck is pretty much where you put everything that you don't want to see, or you do want to see in this case. We have triple copies of Ash Blossom, very standard negators. 2 copies of DD Crow. We've kind of seen Crow start to rear his ugly head a little bit more in today's format. I don't know what's going on with this. I guess Crow's just suddenly became a good card. So there is that. We have triple copies of Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. I mean, you have a fat section of Cherry's Targets here. And this guy. And this guy. Yeah, we have a lot of Cherry's Targets. Of course, we have triple Twin Twisters to beat that metagame. And, fuck it, you're a stun deck. Why are you not playing this? So, his tournament report. Round 1 was Ping playing Pendulum Magicians, lost the dice roll. He set multiple negates, game 1 and 3. So, kind of bad. He lost that one too. Round 2 was Cyber Dragons. Mega Fleet is good, but the match was really grindy thanks to Thundery Canvas. Took advantage of that, so we're now 1-1 at this point. Round 3 was against Thunder Dragons. Gozen was a really good card. Thundery Canvas being placed and not searched was MVP. He won that 2-0. Pretty good. Round 4 was against BA. Drew D. Fisher game 1. He couldn't handle Thundery Canvas. Game 2. Won that clean 2-0. Round 5 was Dark Warrior variant. Game 1 he bricks. Game 2 I Reaper the Isolde. He makes the U-Link board, which doesn't affect me at all. That's kind of funny. Round 6 was against Prank Kids. Still haven't read their cards. I just drew Rivalry and did it 2-0. Round 7 was against Dom, his mate, who top playing Draco Border. Completely kills this deck, so he lost that. Round 8 was Sky Striker finally, and the Painters did what they did best, crushed this matchup despite losing the dice roll 2-1. He drew Dusters and Twins going first, so I scooped straight away. But, you know, pretty cool note. But this is the top 32 brilliant edition of Weather Painters. What do you guys think about the deck? I know there are a lot of people out there that love this deck. I love sharing information on this deck, and I think it is a good time overall. So guys, please comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and well guys, I'm out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.